Sportscast Sports Talk 101 on digital radio, on the app, on your smart speaker, on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch.tv, and Facebook. Sportscast Sports Talk 101.
Discuss, debate, entertain, and loud.
Sportscast Sports Talk 101.
Woo!
Yo, whoa, man! Don't break your other arm, Jesus.
I slid. I don't even have the brace on this or the sleeve on that one. I'm coming sliding. Yeah, that's pretty good just to slide right in and be like, "Hey, what's going on, everybody? We're back. Another episode. I would say weekly, but the schedules are kind of all over the place right now with people moving and
he's moving, he's rehabbing.
We got life. There's
we got life,
crazy
man,
shit going on in the world again.
Exactly. I know.
Between stuff going on in California, stuff going on in Tennessee, Kentucky.
Bro, look, man. I got to get bulletproof windows for my SUV when I'm rolling down the freeway, man. And it's just crazy. But thank God we got sports.
Yes, no NFL talk tonight because let's be real, there ain't nothing really going on. There's mock drafts, but I do want every channel is doing mock drafts. I don't really get into the mock draft.
I did my mock draft. I've already emailed it to Santiago.
All right, well, at least somebody's doing something.
I took some bits and pieces, looked at other pieces and stuff, but you know how that is, man. They change.
I don't do it. Plus, I've been in and out of Minnesota and driving back and forth between Minnesota and Virginia the last month and a half, so I really don't have time.
We know a quarterback is going number one. We know that.
Yes,
a quarterback.
We know that.
Will Panthers on the clock.
I would love to say a defensive end would go number one, but some dreams will never come true.
There's going to be some defense.
I
want to see.
Oh, go ahead.
Shout out to my Golden State Warriors. They made the 6th seed. They're going up against the Sacramento Kings. Let's go, Lord. Warriors! Saturday, Warriors.
Playoff time, isn't it?
Yeah, hockey. How's your hockey team doing, man? How's Ovechkin doing?
Ovechkin's going to go down as one of the greats. Otherwise, the Caps do what the Caps do best, and that's what Washington teams do best. We start off strong, and we either fail or we don't make it at all. And we lost the most today 5-2 to the Bruins, so we're 35, 37, and 9. So we are not that good at all. But the Bruins are 64, 12, and 5, and I believe the Bruins. Yeah, actually, the Bruins. And I'm as much as I don't want to say that I'm okay with losing, but they are a tough team. They just set the NHL record for most points in the season.
Yeah.
I think they're actually going to break. They're going to probably. I think there's another game left that they may break. So their own record. So yeah, losing to them, it was probably going to happen.
But my sharks are eliminated. So.
But we got we have XFL coming their first year of the playoffs. That's huge.
Let me tell you, man, I'm so glad you said, Ray, get back to watching some XFL. Since you told me, I've been catching the games. My team is the DC Defenders.
Of all teams.
God, let me tell you, I love watching Defenders, man. They air the ball, they run, they're good. They only lost one game. But I love Jackson. I love the quarterback. They're great.
You know what I like watching? I was watching one of them, and it just to see Wade Phillips on the sideline was awesome. Because I miss him in the NFL. He wasn't the greatest with Dallas as a head coach, but he was a great defensive coordinator. Hands down, one of the best. He was a defensive genius.
He's got champion rings. He's got championship rings.
So it's really cool to see him getting out there and doing his thing. But the XFL, I think it was a success. This was a very successful season. First year, this is so it returned. It was a 10-week regular season, 2 weeks of playoffs, and it all started February 18th when the whole season started. And it's crazy that the semifinals will be held April 29th and 30th, and the championship game May 13th. I'm kind of sad that it's all over now. I want more. What
Uh,
more, darn it?
yeah, it's I mean the rules. I mean when people look at it like, whoa, what are they doing with the rules and everything? But I think they've kind of innovated and advanced. I mean they did that with the earlier XFL. You know,
Yeah.
with those how we look at the game and with the cameras on the wires. It was the XFL guys that started that
Yep.
with the whole cameras and stuff like that and
Oh yeah.
some of the
Well,
rules.
and they both all of these upstart leagues, even the ones that failed the last couple of years, even those they've all had different takes on the rules, variations and tweaks and things
Right,
to set themselves
right.
apart from the NFL, which is what you're supposed to do. And the
Exactly.
best part is I like what with the XFL to me, I think the best part is the fourth down, the onside kick options, the fourth
Mhm.
down options, the extra point options that you have.
Oh my
Like
god,
some of
yes.
these things that you saw, like we saw as kids in video games, like in
Right,
Madden and these
right.
other video games, football games, you're seeing
NFL
them brought
Streets.
into real life, and it's so cool to see that because the NFL ain't never going to do that.
Mhm.
They're too busy. The NFL, unfortunately, is more focused on safety and stripping the game from what it
Yeah.
is, and you've got
Mhm.
leagues like the XFL, the USFL
What
that are
I
pushing innovation.
what I love the most though, it gives these young guys an opportunity to play football because if you
Oh
don't make
yeah,
it in the NFL, if you don't make it in the CFL or whatever, you know, you got the XFL, you got some other leagues, you know, you have options to
but
try and
these
go.
are a lot of them. Yeah, there are NFL players there or guys that have played in the NFL before.
Right?
But a
Yeah.
lot of these guys in the XFL were college kids. They were out of
Yes.
college, and I'm like, why did they? Like, you're watching some of these guys, and you're like,
Mhm.
why didn't they get picked in the NFL? Like, I'm not understanding because I've seen some of the players, like especially the receivers, they've got skill that some of these NFL receivers don't.
Yeah. Well, some of them got a chip on their shoulder. Some of them slipped through the cracks.
Yeah,
I mean, how you look at you know, my quarterback with the Niners. I mean, how in the world was he picked last? But
yeah, I,
he was, and
yeah.
it just you know,
Well, and it was really cool that like the XFL had was on ESPN, so it was always it was
yeah,
broadcast, so you weren't not able to watch the game. You had ABC, ESPN, and ESPN
hmm
two, so you had
yeah,
major networks.
yeah.
And the playoffs will be at 7 o'clock on April 29th, and then at 3 o'clock Sunday, April 30th. The
I
first
like them
four playoff
hits, man.
games.
You can hear them hits. Oh
Yes,
my god! Like,
brutal. Like I'm watching them, and I can hear the hit, I can feel it, and I'm like,
yeah,
oh, it's like watching like football from the '90s. It just brings
exactly.
back that memories of what I remember playing football and watching the NFL with watching the '70s and the '80s and the '90s, like the Hogs and all of the Steel Curtain and things like that. Like it brings back those memories of that's how you're letting a defense do its job and you're not
Exactly.
like flag, throwing flags left and right and penalizing on every little thing.
Exactly, exactly, bro.
We
And
also got the USFL coming up this weekend. Is it?
I'm
Yes,
rooting
right.
for
This weekend, right?
Birmingham. I'm going, yeah, yeah, the 23rd. I think it's the 23rd. I
Let
think
me
they're back.
see. I had it pulled up here. Is this April 15th, Saturday?
Oh my god, that's even closer. Holy crap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's this Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
Fox, we got the Philadelphia Stars against the Memphis Showboats.
in Memphis. Let's we got to let people know. So they actually, I think that you get home field teams now. I mean, mostly it's just Memphis and Birmingham, but still, it's not all in one city. I would
Right.
like to have seen them go multiple places, but from what I'm looking at, it looks like the where the games will be played, the cities will be Memphis, Birmingham,
Ohio, Canton,
Canton, Ohio.
Ohio.
I'm okay with that, even though my
Yeah.
wife won't let me go there to the Hall of
Memphis,
Fame.
Tennessee, Detroit,
Detroit, so you're
Michigan.
going to get some games in Detroit
Yeah.
as well. So they've got a few different places. So it looks like instead of each team having their own location, you're just going to get to go to different cities, which I'm okay with that. I didn't want it all in one place because that was just
You know what? I do agree. I do agree. And it gives fans from across other states to get a look at the
this goes all the way
USFL
to
and
June
stuff.
18th. So the
Yes.
USFL starts April 15th. The
Yeah.
final week 10 will be the last game will be 7 p.m. Sunday, June 18th. The playoffs start June 24th and June 25th on NBC. Well, NBC
You
and
got
Fox.
NBC, you got Fox. You also have let's see what else.
Peacock.
USA.
So
You got USA. You got Peacock.
nice. USA getting in on the action.
Yeah, Fox One.
So
Yeah,
the,
this
the
is
the
great.
championship game for the USFL will be July 1st. That's crazy because literally we're gonna finish up the XFL to start the USFL, and when the USFL ends, we'll have the NFL starting up basically. So as a kid, this is what I wanted. I always wanted football
This
all year,
football, exactly.
and this
This
is what you're
is great.
getting. You're
This is
literally
good.
getting because if you think about it, when the NFL ends, it ends in February. You'll get that little bit of a break, and then the XFL starts up, then the USFL
Right,
starts up, and then
right.
it's. But next year in 2024, we'll also have the AFL. The Arena
Yes.
Football League will be
Arena
back, so
Football
it
League. Woo.
literally will be year-round football. It will be a football player's dream come true as a
Yeah.
fan.
Yep. Yep. And dude, I love arena football.
Oh my god,
I've
I was
seen it
such a fan of the
live. I seen it live, and
Iowa
I
Barn.
almost got the ball, man. But some old lady jumped in front of me and took it.
Oh, I should have. Nah, you should have not. No, I mean, I just remember. I remember watching arena football. I remember playing the video game back in the day. I
Yeah.
remember
Oh
Kurt
yeah.
Warner. That was like the biggest. You wanted the face of the franchise.
Right.
That was Kurt Warner. I mean, literally, you couldn't have asked for a
I
better guy.
I remember the Colorado used to go up again. I mean, dude, you had Dallas had an awesome team.
Iowa had a great. The
Colorado,
Barnstormers were.
Iowa Barnstormers.
Yeah,
Hey,
they were.
San Jose SaberCats, the New York Dragons, Philadelphia. Oh my God, I remember Philadelphia
So
had
let's.
their team.
So yeah, we got USFL. I'm gonna look see what we got here. Any other? So we had the 22 season recap. So the New Jersey Generals were 9-1 in the North,
Mhm.
and the Birmingham Stallions were 9-1, which we all we knew that was going to be they were the top teams last year, and the Stallions won at 33-30. Let's see, for the team names for 2023, 7 of the participants in the first season will return, while one team, the Tampa Bay Bandits, has rebranded to become the Memphis Showboats. So that'll be interesting. So you'll still have the Stallions, you got the
Yeah,
Houston Gamblers. The rebranded Tampa Bay Bandits will now be the Memphis Showboats. You got Michigan Panthers, the New Jersey Generals, New Orleans Breakers, the Philadelphia Stars, and the Pittsburgh Maulers. And I like the Maulers name. I just you think Pittsburgh, that's what you think because I just envision, the Steelers with the steel curtain and just
right.
it fits for them.
Yeah,
Um,
man. Yeah, I
it's
like the
crazy the
logo.
US they didn't have to complete a startup draft because the league already played. So that was actually really cool. It's a little bit different this year than it was last year because you didn't have the
Hmm.
draft.
Right.
So now it's just basically returning players, and you got some veteran additions that join the league as free agents, which is it's so wild to say free agents for something that's not the NFL.
You're a
I
free
love it.
agent. You're a free agent.
So
Teams
let's
are
see.
gonna want you.
Yeah, the USFL teams will have 50 roster spots, but only 40 players will dress on game day. That means
Right.
400 players will ultimately begin the season as part of the league, though many others will cycle through as injury replacements. That makes sense. As for coaches, there are 4 new faces leading USFL franchises. So we've got Skip Holtz will be is returning to coach the Stallions for a
Hmm.
second season. Houston Gamblers will have Curtis Johnson. He's taking over for the Gamblers after Kevin Sumlin resigned. They went 3-7, so that obviously seems to be why. But Johnson has held, let's see, high end jobs with Miami out of Florida from '96 to '05. He was with the Saints, so he's got some NFL experience. He
Right.
served as Tulane's coach for 3 years. And then he returned as a position coach in the NFL. Let's see. The Memphis Showboats will have Todd Haley. The Showboats are technically a new team, but they just shifted.
Right.
So, yeah, Haley gets to return to the USFL. Michigan Panthers have Mike Nolan. Jeff Fisher was one of the faces of the reboot, but he's not returning after resigning in the offseason. So the Panthers have a veteran NFL coach in Mike Nolan. I know that name sounds. Oh
Nice.
yeah,
Come
yeah.
on, come on.
I know he was with the Niners.
Yeah.
Head coach of the
Yeah.
Niners. I mean, he
Yeah.
didn't do very well then.
He's got a, they were what? They were 2-8 last year, the Panthers.
Yeah. Well, and he went 18-37 with the Niners. He was also defensive coordinator for 8 teams.
It
So
seems,
he's
yeah.
got a defensive mind, so that'll be good. The New Jersey Generals have Mike Riley. Riley was the USFL's coach of the year. New Orleans has John DeFilippo. He's replacing Larry Fedora as the head coach of the Breakers. And because he resigned. Let's see. The Philadelphia Stars have Bart Andrus. Bart Andrus is back and ready to coach them to victory this season. The Maulers have Ray Horton. He's taking over for the Maulers, who finished with a league worst 1-9 record last year.
1-9 record. Oof,
Oof,
good
that
lord.
is, yeah. So the USFL will once again be playing a 10-game schedule. Regular season lasts exactly 10 weeks, no buys. No bye weeks. Will begin April 15th and June 18th. There'll be 3 playoff games, 2 divisional contests, and 1 championship game that will take place in late June and early July. Games will be played at 4 sites: Birmingham, Detroit, Memphis, Canton, and Canton, Ohio. And they have announced the dates and TV channels for all of its contests. So it'll be basically, like we said earlier, Fox, NBC, Fox Sports 1, and USA.
Peacock.
And it'll be available on Peacock. So that's kind of cool. And they've already got the schedule out, which is really
Yeah.
cool. And I like that it actually, what's really cool with this is it shows like Fox, but it shows the streaming service that it'll be on. Like, so for those that use Fubo TV or Peacock, you've got access to that. So it is kind of neat that you're able to see what services you can use, because there aren't a lot that do that. But I like that all of the major networks get some sort of football action. And it's
Exactly.
what I like about it is every one of them, it's different, because you've got the announcers that are different. You've got the on the field people that are different. So we'll get to see a different take with the USFL than we did with the XFL, and the same with and obviously we all know the
Make sure
NFL's
make sure you get the Peacock app, all these apps on your tablets, on your phone. So if you got to go to the bathroom, you will not miss any
Just take it
football.
with you. That's the benefit of streaming services, man. And so for us, I swear to God, I think they were invented for guys with the NFL in mind, or football in mind, and
Right.
guys, because a portable device, you never leave home, or even if you are, just carry that thing with you and go to the bathroom, and then disappear for
Yeah.
until your wife hears you yelling in the bathroom and trying to figure out what's going on.
Do you know? Yeah, what we used to, back in the day when we had beepers, we would like
Oh
text
my
message,
God, I remember that.
like we would text message, man, because we didn't have we didn't have the fancy phones like oh my God, I'm dating myself. But now with technology, I mean, good lord, got your phone, you're okay, you're set.
All right, so let's see. Oh, well, this should be interesting. I got some other news we can pull up here real quick. Since we're talking just the random NFL or football stuff, looks like Duluth is to get an in-your-face arena football team in 2024. The yet unnamed team is one of 4 that will make up the Arena League, a new organization run by Heisman Trophy winner Tim Brown.
Which I met. Used to do some jewelry.
So this is gonna be, let's see. Another wide receiver, former NFL wide receiver, is a part owner of the Albany Empire of the National Arena League. He's a former Steelers receiver. Take a shot in the dark who it is.
Antonio Brown.
Yeah. Oh my God. So he posted on Twitter Saturday night about how he can finally see how important it is to make sure no player is bigger than the team, and he readily admits he felt the exact opposite when he was a player. So now that he's an owner, he's admitting that he did wrong.
Whatever.
I don't buy it. I'm sorry.
Whatever.
I don't believe a word of it.
Whatever.
Because I remember hearing a bunch of this stuff, and I'm just like, dude, I'm sorry. I don't buy it, dude. He was apologizing for all of this stuff. He's blaming his issues on other players now because of a hit he took back in 2015. So it's not his fault. It's still none of the stuff that he has done is his fault. It's always somebody else's. Yeah, I don't believe a word of it. It's just funny that he's going to be a cone. I can't believe somebody wanted to be a coner with him, to be honest.
Right. Right. Yep.
So
I
the
hear you,
Arena
brother.
League plans to emphasize the highlights of regular football with extra attention on entertainment. Oh Jesus. Um, each team will have 6 players who play both offense and defense on a 50-yard field. There will be a quick play clock, and helmets are equipped with microphones so fans can hear all communication. Expect a high jumping player to sometimes leap over the walls, hockey boards with padding when making a catch. Don't like the ref? They can be ousted from future games via fan voting. Could you imagine if the NFL had a rule like that?
Yeah,
They'd,
that wouldn't work. That would not
I know
work.
they'd have
That
no
wouldn't
refs.
work. That would be no
They'd have
refs.
no refs whatsoever.
I they're gonna have to throw that rule out, man. That's ridiculous. The guy's
I
just
don't.
doing his job. He's just doing his job.
I don't see that. I think it'll be interesting to see how it works, but
Hmm.
that rule's never going to hold up. There's no
No,
way any league
no,
would be able to
no,
hold up.
no.
And I get Tim Brown being he probably had some like, hey, we should do this rule because you guys know how the NFL and refs are type thing. I just it's just funny.
Well,
Like,
hell, he experienced who is it? Brady with the tuck rule.
yeah,
He was part of the Raiders team that got that
yeah,
happened
yeah.
to.
Oh, what else we got? Any? So we also had WrestleMania happened a while back. With
Woo!
news of that, I mean, we saw the bloodline is starting to crumble. It's
So
finally happened.
you want to go with the Saturday,
Yeah, we could start Saturday.
because it was 2 days. Got 80,000 something
They
Saturday, and
had like
81,000.
they
They
had
had
like 100
161.
plus
Woo!
thousand fans packed into so they don't even get that many for football games.
No, no, man.
Cronky might be like, hey, let's focus on this stuff instead of
Right.
this other stuff that we've been doing because we're
I'm
starting to
telling
we
you,
know what's more profitable now.
telling you.
Dude, wrestling fans are way on a whole nother level than it comes to football fans. And football fans are crazy in itself, but man, WrestleMania was just I enjoyed it. I really did. I can't
I
believe
did too.
that was 39. I had to let that sink in for a moment that there were 30 there's been 39. Next year will be WrestleMania, 40 years of WrestleMania.
Wow,
I got to give it
wow.
up to Vince because without Vince McMahon, regardless of what he's done in the
Hmm.
past and recently,
Hmm.
without Vince, we wouldn't have had 39 WrestleManias.
Nope,
So we
nope,
wouldn't have had The
nope.
Rock or Stone Cold Steve Austin or The Undertaker or Kane or
Right,
I mean the list goes on. I mean, those are just the
right.
ones that I remember watching. But I do remember like the Montreal Screwjob. All these different things. Kurt Angle, the "You Suck" chants. I mean, it was just so much fun watching that. It's
I
way
remember
different.
being in the live audience and doing the chant. You suck. Dun, dun. Kurt Angle, The Rock. Feeling the pop, feeling electricity. I
Yep.
mean, I remember The Rock just standing on the ropes, just feeling it. You could feel the
The
energy in the stadium.
Rock versus Hogan 1, Rock versus Hogan 2, Rock
Yeah,
versus Cena 1, Rock
yeah.
versus Cena 2. I mean, I remember Cena first going out there
Uh,
with
you know,
the the
and
thugonomics and all that.
John Cena did beat Theory. Okay, he did beat him.
Yes, I
He
know he did.
tapped. He tapped. He tapped down. He tapped out. But you know how
Yeah.
that goes. The ref wakes up and then he
Oh, what
uh
happened?
gave him
Now,
a
the best thing that I liked was the fact that the bloodline finally started to break apart. Thank I was so
yeah.
they've had this storyline that's been going for a while ever since Sami Zayn joined the bloodline and the whole thing with Kevin Owens and Sami and Kevin Owens go back way back
20
since
something
they
years. 20 something
yeah.
years.
So eventually Sami turned on Roman Reigns, who was beating the living crap out of him. He turned on him, hit him in the back with a chair. My arm hair raised when I watched that. I hadn't heard the crowd pop like that in a long time watching a wrestling event. And we watched that him get his butt kicked, and he's
Mhm.
out there trying to recruit Sammy, and eventually KO hugs Sammy, and the crowd just goes nuts, and which leads them to their WrestleMania match for the tag team titles.
So
And
how many kicks did Sammy get to the head? I think there must have been
dude,
I mean, I've watched wrestling for a long time. I've never seen anybody take that many kicks. Not one kick, but both of them doing the double kicks across, like pow,
Dude,
pow, over
I mean,
and over again.
it's like watching HBK back in the day, but like three of him because the
Mhm.
Usos, as much as I can't stand them, dude, they are on par with those super kicks.
Yeah,
Those things, especially when they get the double super kick, that's lethal. I mean, you don't see many that kick out of that, or the one and done. They kicked out of that, but he got three of them haluva kicks, and they ended
yeah,
up securing the tag team titles, which was fantastic stuff. That was
yeah.
probably the for storylines with wrestling. That was
Mhm.
one of the best storylines that the WWE has put together in a long time.
Gotta
I
give
don't
it.
know the last time that I've moved. I shifted more towards AEW,
Mhm.
but that whole storyline pulled me back in so much. Like I made sure never not to miss anything that happened with that.
But we can't. But we can't forget the ladies. One of my favorite matches, Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair.
Dude,
That w- I
that
mean, did you
was
see those two ladies?
they.
The off the ropes, the flip. Charlotte Flair. I thought Charlotte Flair's nose was broke. I thought
I
like, oh
did
my
too. Like
goodness.
I wasn't thrilled that she lost. I was rooting for the Queen all the way, but I
I
give props because that was a hell of a match between those two.
it was, but I knew they were gonna. It's Ripley's time, man. She's
Yeah.
paid her dues, and
Now
you know.
I know there was one that you probably preferred out of all of it was with the Miz getting his ass kicked by Pat McAfee because of a certain, as the Miz says, this it
Woo,
was
my
a
boy.
2-on-1 match. But come on now,
San Francisco
can we give a
49ers
shout out
tied
to
in,
Mr.
baby.
George Kittle?
Kittle, baby. Kittle
Dude,
jumped
Kittle
in
just
there.
rocked his ass. I was
Yeah, he
like,
did.
oh,
Yeah, he
he
did.
had to feel like a kid in the candy store because
Yeah.
I know I've read I've read him listened to some of his interviews, and he's a huge wrestling fan. Like he's come out and stated that when he's done in the NFL, he's going to WWE. Like that's been one of his
Well,
dreams.
we got to give it up to Pat, man. Pat can
Pat,
jump off. He can
dude,
flip. Like, did you see the flips he did off the
he
ropes?
I don't understand it, man. He's just between him and oh, who's the one that was facing Seth Rollins? God bless him.
Oh, come on, man. Logan.
Logan, dude,
Logan.
Logan Paul shocked me as well because I didn't expect how well he picked up moves, and he was
He
just
is
able to
good.
do. If he went full time in the WWE, he would be a superstar.
He is good. I love. He said, Zeph, let me tell you something. What you've accomplished in 20 years, I did it like in just 1 year. I did, it's my time, and
I
it's
mean,
true. He's
yeah, I mean,
good.
he
He's
got
good.
the one thing I love with Pat though is I love when he's on commentary.
Oh my god, that's probably
Pat,
one of my favorite chants.
the Pat's or Seth Rollins.
Oh my god, burn it down.
Doing that, dude. That's like my character to use in the wrestling games. But I will say that I really enjoy listening to Michael Cole more when Pat McAfee is on, doing the co-hosting with him
Right.
because he fires up Michael Cole like I haven't seen in a
Yeah.
long time.
Rey Mysterio had to get the belt and whip his son's butt in the middle of the ring.
Hey, you know what? He didn't get in trouble like some other players, some NFL players
No,
did in the past.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Dude, but Bad
That's
Bunny, man, knocked his ass out.
yeah, he did. The chain, man, damn. Oh my god, he was about to use the chain.
Yeah. Now, you know
Yeah.
what I was actually really excited for was the fact that we got to see Lita and Trish Stratus
Yes.
back in the WWE. I was
Woo.
excited for
They look
Becky Lynch.
good.
I love
They
Becky
look
Lynch.
good.
I
They
mean,
look
but her
good.
accent is something. Oh, gets you fired up.
That's all right. She makes up for that orange red hair, and
Hey, you
she's
know
the
what? I'll
man.
take
The man. But man, oh my god, Lita, oh my god, Trish.
that.
They
That
were
just
doing
brought
their
back
moves. Yeah, they
I
did.
know it was just all I was missing was the Hardy Boys to show up because that's what I remembered was back in the day with Lita was it was either Jeff
They
or
still got
Matt.
the belts. And they still got the belts. Damage Control did not beat them. They walked out with the belts.
God, I hate Bailey though. She's so that ding dong shit she does, that skit she does
Hey,
right now.
Bailey's from San Jose, California, man. I love me some Bailey. Love me
I'm
some
just
Bailey.
it's just that ding dong shit she does. God, it irritates me.
I love Dakota. I love me some Dakota Kai. Those kicks when she goes around the ring, those vicious kicks. Let's see, who else did we
Well,
get?
Seth
Also,
Rollins defeated Logan Paul with the stomp. I know that had to make him feel good
oh,
because
man.
he
Come
just
on,
can't.
the energy drink. Let's hold on. Let's bring back the energy drink. It was Kate. The dude.
Hold on, I think this is it. Let me
Ruff
see if I.
pulled him across the table, and oh my god, and he.
Hold on, I got it. I got it right here. I'm not going to use the sound just because I don't want to take a chance.
Right.
We're not going to be able to have it full screen just because I'm on one monitor, so I won't be able to. I don't think I'll be able to do full screen. Actually, I'm not going to be able to share it because I would have to cancel out everything. So, which is not
That's
gonna,
okay.
but yeah,
That's why we. So basically, Paul has his energy drink. The Prime energy drink.
yeah,
His buddy Chaos one
KSI
whatever.
or yeah,
KSI, he was in the costume, and they were getting ready to crap. Paul was getting ready to jump on top of Zeph on the table, but Zeph jumped off, pulled the. He was in a bottle costume with his head sticking out. Man, it
yeah.
was
Oh my god, it was
hilarious.
fun. Now if you want, go on Twitter, you can find the clip, but you
Yeah,
could literally tell the moment that Seth moves and drags Prime onto the table, Logan Paul's already in the air. Like he sees it coming and was like, "Oh shit!" Like as he's coming down, it showed his face, and like you're like, "Oh damn!" You could tell
yeah,
he's like, "Oh, this ain't gonna end well."
yeah,
And they talked to KSI afterwards, and he's like, "Dude, I don't even care. I just had a black." You could see that was like fan mode. He was in
right,
straight fan mode. He's like, "I don't
right,
even care. I just
yeah,
had so much
exactly.
fun. I had so much fun being out there. It was a blast. Like he couldn't even stop talking to focus
Right,
on one thing. He was all over the place."
that's right, that's right.
Street Profits won. They won in a fatal 4-way tag match. Dude, I love the Street Profits. Them jumps that Angelo Dawkins is just
All
on
I got
another
to say is that I would not like to see the Viking Raiders in a dark alley, man.
level.
Would not
Hell
like to
no.
see them boys. Them some big boys, man. And they got Valhalla leading the way.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not down with that, but I
I
am.
would never want Otis's like landing on top of me. That big
No, it
boy.
ain't even Otis anymore. It's that other guy.
I
There's another guy that's like three times
know.
like bigger
Yes, I
than
seen him.
Otis.
I seen him. I seen him. I know who you
He
talking
is.
about.
This guy is bigger than Otis, but like and more agile, and I don't understand
Mhm.
it. But if
Yeah,
you have not watched wrestling and you have not watched Montez Ford when he gets on the top rope and does the frog splash,
boy
holy
could do it.
hell!
He could do it.
There's times where I watched them do a Money in the Bank, and I swear to God, I could have seen him just jump from the top rope and catch the thing, and I think he did.
Can we say Brock Lesnar F5 big dude?
Oh, Omos, dude, I never thought I'd see that. Omos, like and Omos he ain't no joke. He is a
He's seven
big.
five, folks. He is bigger than Andre the Giant. He's
He is,
taller than
yeah.
Andre. His hands are
I can't.
like baby. Like my hands would be like baby hands up against his hands, dude. Like
I think they were saying how like Omos is 7'3", tall. His true. Oh, let's see.
they
He
said he was
wears a
seven
shoe
five.
sizes. He's 7'5" or something like that, but his shoe size is 16.
Yeah,
Like, God damn, you talk about a big foot. Woo!
Jesus, that's a kayak. You can swim in them shoes, man.
Dude, I didn't realize he was a former college basketball player. Like,
Yeah.
did he just stand there and just put the ball in?
Pass me the ball. Pass me the ball. I got it.
um, dude, can we give a shout out to Snoop Dogg also because that was
Oh my god!
that shit was so
What's his
good.
name? Your boy, what's his name? Dollar. Here comes the money.
Oh, Shane O'Mac.
Yeah, Shane O'Mac tore his ankle or something, dude.
Yeah,
Hurt
well,
himself.
let's be real. Trying to do like if I tried to do them moves that he does with trying to do that crossover shit, I'd break my ankles too. That shit looked painful.
But Snoop Dogg, man, he laid out the Miz. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, that and it was pretty funny watching him drop him because I was just like, damn.
Yeah,
The big one was night two. I think was what's upset a lot of people were pissed with the WWE was
Cody.
the main highlight for it was Cody Rhodes and going up against Roman Reigns, and of course Roman wins, defeats Cody thanks to the help of Solo Sikoa, who I swear to God I'm waiting for him, dude. I'm waiting for him to get his own run because I'm
It's
hoping to
coming.
God
It's gonna
if they
come.
do,
It's
I
gonna
really
come.
hope they
It's gonna
push
come.
him. I hope that they push him like the Umaga route because God, you watch some of the old footage of Umaga and then you
Hmm.
watch Solo and it's like it's the same damn
Dude,
thing.
he's got.
Everything he's got thumb, he's got the feet tape. I mean, some of them he's just a little quicker than Umaga was at the time, but
I seen him give what KO Owens the thumb to the throat, and Owens was throwing up in the middle of the ring. It was disgusting.
dude, those. I mean that shit's no joke with that stuff. I mean, it was back and forth, and I really think that it should have they should have won. Now I'm assuming you're a fan of the Raw Women's SmackDown or Raw Women's Champion, correct? Are you?
Yes, but I either way I'd be happy. I'd be because I
Now I
love
will say it was.
I love my girl too, man. From Japan.
Oh yeah, it was really cool when Bianca Belair came out though with the way she had the intro with them kids out there.
That's right.
That had to make their day
That's right. And
so
they all
much.
had the ponytails, man.
Yeah, that had to just be the highlight of their life, and it was really cool to see. Unfortunately for the WWE, the night afterwards, like WrestleMania broke every record possible. The night
Hmm.
after, the Monday after, um, went back to Vince McMahon because we all saw what happened. Cody gets annihilated, and I mean annihilated by Brock
Annihilated.
Lesnar, dude. I haven't seen Brock like I've seen the shift. So Triple H took over creative control, and we
Hmm.
started to see this shift slowly and sporadically back towards like the aggressive era, the
Yep.
attitude era. Like I was glad, I was really excited to see that just that the ruthless aggression era that they were bringing that Triple H, and I knew Triple H would bring it back. And then we saw what happens when Vince gets a hold of things. And this week Triple H came out and was like, "Well, nothing's going to change. The WWE's here to stay. We're doing a draft. It's going to be the biggest draft ever. It's going to change the game." And I love the fact that he used the game in it. So I'm like, "Are you saying you're going to be wrestling? Is that what you're hinting at here?" I don't know.
Right.
But the reason he's saying that it's not going anywhere is like a week ago, the WWE was sold by Vince, who, when he came back, said, "This is what I was doing. I'm selling the WWE." And by selling it, what he did was he teamed up with the UFC. Their parent company said, "Hey, we're going to create a brand new company, and we're going to take I'm going to have 51% of control of this, and Vince is going to have 49% control of this, and that's where the WWE is going to go. But it'll also be tied in with the UFC."
Right.
So I'm like, oh, so Vince is really not going anywhere. Everybody was so thrilled that Triple H was going to be running the show, and he was going to do it was going to basically become his thing. He would get to do the storylines and all of this stuff. And then Vince was like, "Oh hell no, that ain't how this works." Like literally, how Vince McMahon's intro was always, as grown up, all I remember is "no chance in hell." That's like basically what he essentially said.
Yep.
He's like, "There ain't no chance in hell
No
I'm getting
chance.
rid. You're taking my baby."
No.
Um, Now, I will say there is breaking news with the WWE. Logan Paul has renewed his contract because WrestleMania, his contract was up. That was the last of it, and
Hmm.
there was speculation he was going to go do something else, back to boxing or something. But he announced that he has renewed his contract. He took to Instagram to post it, so that'll be interesting to see because I actually enjoyed watching him. He just brought a different attitude to wrestling
Yeah.
because he's not. he's not a wrestler. Like he wasn't just brought up through the ranks of the WWE. He was an outsider. He's a
Mm,
freaking a YouTuber, basically, whatever you want to call it, that
right.
got in and just showed like, hey, I can do this,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and stepped it up. And God bless him, man. He took Roman Reigns to town. Like I was rooting for him when he was going up for the title. I honestly thought he was going to win.
And did you see how he came to the ring? On the hook, on the like skyline,
Oh
the
my
zip
God, dude!
line.
I not that I would wanted to do that, but still, that
No.
looked badass.
Well, yeah, they got a lot of safety precautions now.
Yeah. I mean, it ain't the days where you're seeing like people get thrown into dumpsters and then lit on fire
Right.
type stuff like
Right.
with Kane and the Undertaker back in the day.
Exactly.
Um, what I'm hoping for is I don't know if you watch how much you watch NXT, but I'm really hoping to see Braun Breaker make it to the big leagues.
He will, dude. I mean, come on, dude.
I'm
He's
hoping the draft will
Rick
bring him up.
Steiner's son.
I
That's Rick
know it,
Steiner's
dude.
boy.
He's
You know?
such a badass though too.
Yeah. Roof, roof, roof. The dog face gremlin. Yeah, he's great. He'll be up there. And then I got another one I'm gonna throw at you. The Rock's daughter. Look out for The Rock's daughter.
Yeah, because she's on NXT as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Matt Riddle came back, so we've got Riddle
Yeah.
back, which
Yeah.
he's so fucking annoying, but it's good to see him working with Zayn and with Sammy with the to go after the
They're
bloodline.
coming after the bloodline.
Yep, that is it. That it is. I'm waiting. I really want to see Orton come back. Damn it. I was growing up. I was a Stone Cold fan, and I was
Mhm.
Randy Orton fan. I was a big Randy Orton fan growing up, and I miss those because I remember like with Stone Cold. I remember God, there were so many things that I wish they could do on TV now with WWE that they
Yeah, they
there's no way
can't.
in hell.
There's no
No,
way they
like
can do that.
Stone Cold breaking into a hospital and beating Vince with a bedpan.
Yeah, yeah. I
Let's
mean,
see.
puppies.
Randy, yeah, the puppies with Jerry and JR. Let's see, what was there? Randy Orton breaking into Triple H's house.
Yeah,
Triple H breaking into Randy's house. I mean,
yeah.
dude, there was just so many things.
Don't the hey when Brian Pillman. Hey, what's going on, Crow?
Crow.
When Flying Brian, when Stone Cold Steve Austin broke into Pillman's house and Pillman pull out a gun.
Yeah,
And then they could
could you
not do
imagine?
that. They couldn't do that. Yeah, they couldn't do that now. They couldn't
Oh
do that.
hell no!
They could do that now, man. I was like,
Oh.
did I just see that? Did Brian Pillman shoot Stone Cold? What? But yeah,
But they made it look. But the thing is, back then they made things look so real. Like you didn't think it was staged. All of it looked so realistic compared.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying knocking today's wrestling, but there's a difference between the
There is a
WWF
huge,
and
huge
the
difference. Huge
World
difference.
Wrestling Entertainment. There,
Right.
yeah. Because like I said, I remember watching like Kane go, and Shane McMahon. They had
Yeah.
some hellacious battles back and
Yeah.
forth back in the
Yeah.
day.
Oh my God! I seen Kane when he went into the middle of the ring and he dropped his arms. You could feel the fire from the ring that would shoot up from
Yeah.
the post. You could feel that heat. Oh my God! It was
Oh yeah, it was
amazing.
crazy. I mean,
It was
there was.
amazing.
I remember. I loved watching Goldberg. I remember watching when Goldberg came the first time. I
Over.
remember watching Scott Steiner, Big Papa Pump.
Dude, I'll tell you, I tried to get a Goldberg tattooed, and the guy was drunk and he messed up the tattoo. So what you want? I want a Goldberg tattoo, and the guy was like, I could do that, and he totally messed it up, man.
I mean,
So,
but even back in the day, you remember like the Divas, the WWE, the Divas was on a whole nother level compared to nowadays. You had Stacy Keibler, you had Trish
yeah.
Stratus, Lita.
Mm-hmm.
When Stacy just got inducted into the Hall of Fame, the WWE
Yes.
Hall of Fame.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what? The sad thing is she didn't look like she aged at all. I'm looking at
Not
myself.
at all.
I looked at
Not
her
at
walking
all.
out there, and then I
No.
look at myself. I'm like, the fuck
Nope.
is going on here with
No,
the
but
like? This
I do
ain't
follow
fair.
her on Instagram. I follow her on Instagram. They work her, Tori Wilson. They actually
Tori's looks the same
out.
too.
Work out.
But
These
but
girls
even
work
even
out.
Trish does as well. Like they
Yeah.
all stay in shape. The only one, Michelle McCool, she got to join a while back, but then again, I mean she's stayed in shape.
You
But
know they're bringing. I heard rumors they're bringing Maria Evans. She was one of the. She's got the red. She used to have the Kool-Aid red hair.
oh yep.
Eva, I think Eva something. But
Yeah,
they're
I
talking
can't
about
remember.
bringing her back.
I
She was
remember.
actually trending on Twitter today.
Well, and I remember like who was Mickey James back, when she was there. There were so many good wrestlers, not just the men. The women's division was fantastic back then
Right.
too. There was just, I mean, they had battles. I mean, I remember Trish Stratus battles back and forth, Lita's battles. I mean,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
set the bar with like the tables matches,
Yeah.
not counting, Christian
The
and Edge.
bra and panty matches. You will not. They will
Hell
not
no,
see
you will
that.
never. Well, you
Not
might in
see
the
that.
video games. You know what? Even in the
Not
video games,
not.
you don't see
They don't even see that no more. Yeah. Yeah.
that's legit PlayStation 2 era.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. It was.
So somebody on Wrestle Tracker posted about 15 hours ago, that saying, "Did you notice WWE suddenly planted the seeds for damage control betrayal on Raw?" And I think it's because is it Io Sky? Is that the one
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
won the opportunity? And I kind of could see that because Bailey wants the spotlight on her. She don't want to share the spotlight as much
Exactly.
as she does. What shocked me is I'm watching Raw last night, and then Trish just out of nowhere beats the crap out of Becky Lynch.
Yep.
Now, part of me is just baffled, like, why, Trish? But I remember when she was a heel back then, and I just watched her do a chick kick, and I'm like, damn, she still got it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I look at it, I'm like, all right, I'm excited because that means that she ain't going nowhere. Because she did a while back say she was going to come out of retirement, and I'm
Right.
like,
And she looks good. She looked
no,
good. They were
she.
rolling. She was taking bumps. She was doing her thing.
I mean, I get the instability that they were having because she was filling in. They didn't have the chemistry that Becky and Lita had, but I'm just like watching her. She's like pulling Becky's hair, getting down to her face. I'm like, this is like the '90s all over again. I'm like a kid watching
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like getting to see now. All I need is Randy Orton to come back. I need Batista to show up and give me give me Ted DiBiase Jr. while you're at it. Uh, Life will be complete.
Right.
Just that's the only one. That's another one I would love to see. I remember like everyone's like, oh, it's all about Cody Rhodes. The American Nightmare. I'm like, bro, I remember when it was Dashing Cody Rhodes. remember, but I remember. I said I remember when Cody Rhodes first came up because he was with Ted DiBiase Jr. and Randy
Yes.
Orton.
Evolution.
Or no, it wasn't Evolution. It was what I don't remember whatever Randy's faction was called after the
Well,
days of Evolution. But
right.
you had that one. But even Kurt Angle had his little faction with, um, oh damn it, I can't think the Gold Standard.
Chad, Shelton Benjamin,
And yeah, Shelton
Chad
Benjamin.
Cable. I
Yeah,
think.
or one of them. Yeah, but Shelton Benjamin's a good wrestler, like in
He's
real
great.
life, because
Well,
he was a decorated college guy.
him and Brock went to Minnesota.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
both
yep.
went to Minnesota wrestling.
Yeah, Minnesota put out some good wrestlers.
That's right. Didn't you wrestle out of Minnesota? No.
No, I didn't.
Hold on,
I didn't wrestle. I didn't wrestle. But hey, and look, I mean, I'm a fan of. I'm not so much a fan of Sheamus, but I do like the
Come
Scottish
on, Drew McIntyre. Come
Drew
on, man.
McIntyre.
Come on, man. That's my
There's too many.
character.
I'm going through so many wrestlers, and I'm like, I was
Well,
the
Gunther won the Intercontinental Belt, man.
bro.
Did you see him pick him up?
I know, but did you see the chops? Like my
Yes.
God,
Yeah.
I mean, he was just
Yeah.
bleed.
The
He was
Imperial.
busted open, and not from like a headbutt or something. His chest was busted open from the amount of chops he was taking from both Sheamus and Drew. Like every time, and they would the crowd would go silent, and they would
Right.
quiet everything just so you could hear how loud some of those were. And I thought Ric Flair had vicious chops, but Jesus, I think that Drew McIntyre could give him a run for his money.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then again,
Those are
I love that Drew when he was talking about coming up through the ranks, and he's bringing up all his old when he was the chosen one by
Yeah, I remember that.
handpicked by
Vince
Vince
McMahon.
McMahon.
Yeah. Now it's Theory. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
Theory's the chosen one. Yeah. Well, then again, look at Sheamus. Remember, Sheamus had another nickname back in the day handed to him by John Cena, the human
Right.
jar of mayonnaise.
Well, that boy, dude,
Dude,
that boy was powdered white, man.
when he first entered, he was pale as a ghost. I mean, he still kind of is, but I mean, he wasn't as bad.
Yeah, yeah. Good
Then you
lord.
had oh god, there were so many good wrestlers there. You had I remember watching Taz in the ECW days.
Dude, we could go on and
Oh, I know. We
on
could
and
literally have a whole
on.
show dedicated
We
to
could go.
just wrestling.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
not that it would be a bad thing if we did, put
No,
one.
no.
You know what, real
I
quick
grew up
though,
through
one of the
ECW,
things that I
WCW.
loved, I had respect for Ray was when he brought back the LWO, because you remember who started that, right?
Latino, yeah, Eddie,
Yeah,
the Latino
there
World
was
Order.
there was
Can
a
we give
thing on
Snoop
Twitter somebody
Doggy?
posted.
Snoop Doggy Dogg drove Rey Mysterio out, in one of the really nice cars, drove him out. Oh my god, that was awesome. Awesome. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
there was literally there was a picture of Eddie rocking the LWO
I
shirt,
lied, I
and
cheat, I steal. I lied, cheat, I
and
steal.
everybody's like, "Oh, look, there goes Dominic Mysterio cheating again." I'm like, y'all realize that's what he saw growing up, right?
Right, and he can do that
Him and
frog
his
splash. Yeah, he
Uncle
can do
Eddie
that
and his
frog
dad.
splash.
That's literally what they did to
Yeah,
win half the time.
yeah.
I mean, that was the thing back then. I
Oh,
mean, you
did
lie,
that
you
hurt? He
cheat.
says Eddie should have been my father. Oh,
Oh,
when
I
he was
wanted
telling
to.
that to Rey Mysterio,
I
Eddie
felt
should
bad
have
for
been
that
my
one.
father. Eddie should have been my father. Wow. Yeah.
There was another thing I was watching this I was watching, and it was like they were talking about how by late back in the day with Monday Night Raw during the late '90s, it was basically it wasn't Monday Night Raw. It was what can Stone Cold drive next? Because there was an
Yep.
episode that aired back in October of '98 where Stone Cold was driving a cement truck and dumped the cement poured cement into Vincent McMahon's was it
Limo.
Corvette.
Or no, it
Oh,
was a Corvette. It was a Corvette.
yeah, it was a Corvette. I was like, watching that. I'm like, dude, because you just watching it pour in there. You watch the windows bust out. I'm like, oh my god, dude,
Yeah.
because there was
Wow.
just so many shenanigans and things. I'm just like, I grew up. I love that. I missed that part of wrestling. I like that Triple H was bringing that back slowly, and unfortunately, it didn't last. So because Vince was like, no, we ain't doing that again. I ain't going down that route, getting sprayed with beer
No,
and having
no.
my Corvettes busted out with all that shit again. We ain't doing that. I don't want to get beat up in a hospital again. Oh, wow, look at that. We've
We
essentially
did
run
it.
out of time.
We did.
Woo! I
We
mean,
did.
most of
That's
it
what
was
we.
wrestling, but hey, we got news. We've got. I mean, this was more of a
Yeah,
laid back,
we
fun one.
guys, we got the draft coming up soon, which is gonna be great. You're gonna uh
And I know
coming up.
Sportscast will be hosting a draft party, where they'll be inviting everybody. I should be able to go. I think Ray might be able to. I have to get
Yeah,
details on it and everything. It'll for me. It'll just determine if I'm not commuting back and forth, but like 800 miles to Virginia or back again. But guys, thank you everybody that tuned in. We definitely appreciate it. We will keep you all posted on when the next show will be.
check out the
I don't think it'll be
XFL coming
next
up.
week, but we'll see. We got XFL or USFL this weekend.
I think
So yeah, it's right, 15th. Yeah, yeah. USFL opening season is this weekend. So if we're
that's
back
right.
next week, we will be talking USFL football and what our thoughts are on the year 2 of the USFL. Crazy.
That's right.
So, all right, guys, we are out of here. We will see y'all next time.
All right.
See ya.
See ya.